Hello, hello, hello. It's the last event. See what is happening. Sure that you tell me this will all work. I take it. And you can just go in and purchase these quickly. Hi Vanessa, I know this base and I had these is actually working and the things are oh goodness. Okay, I'm hoping that now I've turned my internet off that this will work, because I know it was glitching really badly. So just super quickly, I know it's boring, I apologize. So I'm going to use this card kit and I'm going to create a single page layout with them. Okay, so that's my goal. So I added in some of this paper here. So this paper is, hey Steph, this is I'm all discombobulated now because my brain is now shut down completely because I was worrying about the internet. Richard is headed to Comcast next week and it cannot be too soon. Personally, I would like to cancel them completely and take out another internet provider because they suck basically in this area. Okay, I'm going to show you the paper that we're using. It is called Countryside something or other. Here it is. Country Woods, that it is what it is called, and this is the paper. If you have the main annual book, you'll find it on page 51, and this is the paper. So I'm using this paper here. It's lighter on this side and then it's darker on that side, and I apologize. I've got it all planned, you know, when your brain goes, yes, you can do this, and then the internet goes, absolutely no, you can't. Right, I'm still unpacking boxes and all of the things from the weekend, having been in Columbus for 2 days. Give a shout out to Fiona, my sweet friend who came and worked the booth with me, and to Carrie, and her husband Bill, who were amazing and helped me during the event. I'm going to push this up so you can see it slightly, and then hopefully we can get on with this. So I took a piece of that Country Woods paper and I really like this side. You can also see that I've taken a piece of white cardstock. This is a 12 by 12 basic white, and you can see that I took that ink spot that was inside the kit and I've heavily inked all the way round on my cardstock to give it this distressed feel. So very, very simple to do. I'm going to show you on a piece of scrap paper just how easy it is. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink pad and I just take the ink and I just brush it. Now this technique works wonderfully with the ink spots because they are a linen surface on your ink pads, so they distress beautifully, as you can see. All right, so that's what I've already done to my base. Okay, I'm going to give you all the paper piece sizes as we go, so make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper with you and we can do this. So I took the 2 remaining card bases, because if you remember, this card has a completely printed base, and I cut it at 3.25. So 3.25, and I did it all the way across, and then I cut it down the score line because this piece is 4.25 Yonten ni go, and I cut it at Sunten ni go, so 3.25, and so obviously that piece, and I did it to the 2 remaining card bases. So this is this piece here, and then this is this piece here. So cutting it at 3.25 and then cutting it in half at 4.25 gave me 2 3¼ by 4¼ photo mats. I did the same thing on my second piece. So now I have 3 3¼ by 4¼ 4.25 by 3.25 photo mats. Does that make sense? Give me some hearts if you can. Have you got all of that information? So you need to give me the hearts because of the internet and everything, and then I'll know to move forward. Yes, we're good. All right, the Country Woods paper. I cut this down to 11 inches by 11 inches. So Juichi Kokoro Juichi Dozo. Now, even though I have ink distressed it, I could actually come in with my scissors and still scissor distress. going to do that super quickly, and just to give it more of that rustic feel. Okay, I'm going to do my base as well, but I will do that right in a minute. But I wanted to show you how, even though you've ink distressed it, it then means that when you scissor distress it, you don't get any white lines. Okay, so that is just gives some texture, and I'm going to do it quickly on my base piece as well. So as I told you, I have gone through and I've taken all of the embellishments that would be on my cards, and I'm going to use these to decorate my scrapbook page. Obviously I am. So obviously I've made 6 cards up as they're meant to be, and then I'm going to create this single page layout. Okay, hang on, I'm nearly done. Last side. I know it's noisy. Okay, done. Right, so you can see if I hold it up that you got the inked edge and also the distressed edge as well. All right, let's glue these down. So I am so excited if you came to visit me on the booth in Columbus. I had so much fun. I also taught classes in the classroom. I taught a scrapbook class, and I also taught a card class. And in fact, I'm going to be teaching those same classes at the event at Megameet. So if you come to Megameet in Novi, Michigan, then make sure you sign up for the classes. I know class sign up goes very quickly, so make sure you sign up to do those classes. And I will show you those classes next week. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure I've got that straight. So it's been a busy month so far. That, and then I got back from Columbus and then looked after my baby, my little bird. And we've got a little birdhouse on this layout today, so I'm super excited. Okay, so there we have it. Now, here is one of those card pieces, can you see? So this was actually the base that went on this card here. Okay, and we're going to be using it on this layout. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to snip the ends off like so, because I don't need all that greenery sticking out. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut these down further, but I'm not going to, because I'm just going to layer these up. I did the same thing with this piece here. So this, oops, was the piece which was left over from this card, okay? So I'm showing you where I'm getting all the pieces from, okay? So as you can see, I've already cut off this end, and I'm going to cut this up further. Now you can see where these two pieces overlap, and I'm just going to snip them apart, and then I'm going to just snip them off that base, okay? Because then it means that I can tuck this piece behind here, and it gives me some options with the remainder of the pieces. And I will add these right at the very end, but I just wanted to let you know how I'd cut them up. Now, this was the remaining card. So what I did is I took this piece and I cut it here. Okay, so I cut that third card along that join. And then with my scissors, oops, I'm trying to keep all the pieces that I want together. This is this piece. So you can see where I cut it up the side of the greenhouse. Sorry, it's not a greenhouse, it's a birdhouse. I know my words. Okay, so, and you can see I've gone in and I've cut these pieces. This piece is still here, and I'm going to cut this piece out in a minute, and I'm going to just snip this piece out along the printed line there. Okay, so here's my little birdhouse for my little bird. Okay, so you can use your tools, your take a pick tool, which mine is, oh, I might actually have it. Look at me getting all unpacky. Yes, so if there is a stamping god, it will be here in my little bag of magic. Let's have a look. Like I said, it takes a lot of unpacking when you go to an event. Yes, it is. Here it is. So we'll screw in my craft knife, and I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to cut on my mat. All right, this blade is super sharp. This is the take a pick tool. Okay, so all I'm going to do, make sure that's in correctly, is just follow that line down. And I can do it on my glass mat. It's not going to damage the glass mat in any way. Now you might need to go through those lines a couple of times. Depends how hard you press on. But it gives you a closer line to your stamped image than it would if you were doing it with the scissors. Now I cut my other pieces out with the scissors. I just made a small hole and then inserted my blade and then cut around them. But obviously a craft knife makes it way simpler to do. Okay, and you can actually, if you're doing it on the glass mat, you can actually feel it. I love this glass mat, this stamping mat. Now you can take it to an event. I don't. I actually leave mine here on my desk and then I know where it is. Right, so the beauty of this is that it is printed on both sides. So you can actually come in the other side. Ha, look at me getting all crafty. And you can just, I mean, you can hear as it cuts through the cardstock and goes click, you can actually hear it. I'm just going to free it up a little bit and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to snip. Where did I put my scissors? I just had them, for crying out loud. Okay, hang on a minute. Well, maybe I won't be using my scissors. Maybe I'm going to be using the craft knife. I'm just freeing this piece up. Now you could say, well, can I leave it in? Yeah, you absolutely can. You don't have to cut these pieces out, but it makes it look better if you just take that little bit of time and effort just to cut those pieces out. I'm nearly through. It's just around this flower that those fibers are just catching a little bit. So just go around that line again and just loosen it up. Let's turn that bit off and then I can see what I'm doing. Obviously my nails make it a little bit harder for me to hold it in place, but it's not difficult. Okay. So you can actually, as I say, you can actually hear it click as it goes through to the, there we go. And I'm doing it quickly. You're going to try and take way more time. I'm busy, I'm trying to do it fast because I'm on camera, obviously. All right, so can you see the difference it makes with that little bit of cardstock moved out of the way? It makes such a difference to your finished result, it really does. So I'm just going to come in here from underneath with my scissors and just snip out those little bits because I really didn't want to rip it with that blade. There we go. Perfect. All right, so I know that I'm going to stick this piece somewhere up at the top. So I'm just, obviously this is going to go into a page protector, so I'm not too bothered if it isn't stuck down all the way, right? But we are going to stick it pretty along the top. I'm not going to center it, just going to off center it just slightly. All right, so here come my photo mats. One of the photo mats, as you can see, I've already put 3D foam tape on the back. So I'm going to adjust them something, move that over just a whisker. I'm going to alter them. This one's going to come in over here. So I'm going to stagger them slightly. I know I need to cover that greenery over. We know we need to bring that up. All right, so I'm actually going to stick this one down in the middle. I can always, if it's already stuck down with one adhesive dot, it will just hold it in place while I stick my other pieces to it. And I have the perfect photos for this from when my sweet friend Victoria and I went to England last year. And we went to Sudley Castle. So these are photo placement mats, but because I'm printing my photos on my selfie printer, they print them at exactly 4 inches wide, but they don't print them at completely 6 inches. They're slightly smaller. So I like to cut my photos down, and I'm going to stick this corner down because I know that this is in the right place, right? Just do the top one. It'll stop it wiggling, okay? So I like to cut my photos down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then mat them on a piece of white cardstock or on a photo placement piece of 3 by 4. So that's why my photos have that white edge, which mimics the white edge on the base, right? And with all of these flowers that were in the garden around the tithe barn, I just thought this was beautiful. So these photos are just perfect for this layout. I should have stuck this down first. Yes, I know, but that's okay. It works. All right, and let's stick this one down. So it doesn't matter which side up is showing, because obviously I'm going to cover it with a... Oh, I need to actually stick it down first. Well, actually, let's assemble it first, and then we'll get the placement correct. That's probably the easiest way to do it, Sarah. And then we can come in with these embellishments. Now, I want to show you what I did with that last piece of the card front. Okay, so we can put this coming in up here, somewhere like that, because this is the other piece that's going to go down. So this piece here, this is this side of the card, and obviously that is that side of the card, and I cut around the leaf. So this piece is about 2 1/8 inches wide, and this is going to be my journal piece. Okay, we're going to put this down here, and we're going to have some leaves coming around. So I may have to adjust this one just a little bit. I just don't want any of that green base to show. That's why I was, we might have to move this one up just a little bit. So I'll just hold it in place while I just lift that adhesive. So, and sometimes, you know, this is what it takes to do a layout. You just have to keep wiggling it around until you've got it where you want it to be. I like that. And then we'll have this piece coming down. Yes, and then this piece can go here, because this is the piece that I'm going to use for my journaling. I know I haven't stuck this piece down yet. So I'm just going to put this piece here, because I took a piece of white cardstock and I've already journaled on here, and this is my new trick right now. Can you see that I've actually added embossed lines into the surface of it? You can probably see it better if I turn it over. I'm hoping you can see this. So I've done these every 1/4 inch, so 0.25 inches all the way up it, and it allows me to write in straight lines without me drawing lines onto the paper and making it look as though it's been created by somebody in kindergarten. So, oh, that would really look so much better if it was even straight. Oh, honestly, I think my glasses need checking right now. There we go, that's a bit better. And then we're going to put that piece on there, and then this is one of the little gate posts, and I've gone ahead and I've added some 3D Stampin' dimensionals on the back of it. These are the long narrow strips. These are great for shaker cards, etc., but it just made it easier on this skinny gate post. So then it looks like the journaling is next to the gate post like that, because I thought it just looked super cute. Okay, so we're going to add in this last photo down here. Okay, and again, I'm going to add it in at that little bit of an angle, just like I did here. Okay, and then we will add we can add in the birdhouse. Okay, actually, that'd be kind of cute down here as well. I wouldn't hate it if it was down there, but it would have to be on a lot of 3D foam tape. So that we can do. We have the means, right, for the 3D foam tape. I think it would actually, let's use some larger 3D foam tape. And of course I've cut around these, so they're a little bit delicate. You do have to watch where you're putting things when you've started cutting around them. You do need to support them. And I'm going to put a piece around down at the bottom of this birdhouse post, and probably a piece halfway down as well, just to stop it dropping in the middle. Oh, I kind of like that. I do like that there. All right, so I'm just going to let it sit there for a second while I think about it. And this is a great way to do it, you know. When you're creating something, you're like, oh, I'm not sure if that look should be there. Then you can always, yes, and we'll put this piece here, I think. You just take your pieces and scatter them around where you think they need to be, because you can always come back in and move them. Yes, I wouldn't hate that. So I've just got to decide if I want it straight, which I don't think I do. I think I actually want it at a slight angle. I want it straight on the page, but at an angle to the photo mat, because obviously my photo mat is in at an angle. Now, could I have put these photo mats in straight? Absolutely, I could have done. I chose not to. I wanted to give it just a little bit of dimension, and so we're going to just put this over here like so. Super cute. All right, let me stick this down. Now, next question is where is my adhesive? Again, in the box, everything is unpacked everywhere. There are pieces of adhesive and boxes with kits and all of the things around. So I actually like that coming up over that photo. So we're just going to use that Tombow glue. I have no idea where my silicone mat is. You've seen me do this before, where I take my silicone mat and I just put a drop of adhesive in it and then dip my die cuts into it. It stops me having to draw on the back of every leaf with my adhesive. But tonight is the night where I need to do that. So this then will look like it's growing up. Let's just tuck that underneath here, just a little bit. Okay, we can glue this corner down. The 3D foam tape can stick down. And then again, we'll do the same thing here. Just tiny amounts. Don't put a lot on because you don't want it squidging out the corners. So if I met you on Saturday or on Friday, post in the comments that I met you and what you loved about my make and take or my scrapbook or card classes that you took. See, this is going to just overlap over the top. Not sticking it completely down. Some of the areas are still up in the air. Now, do I need this bit here? Right. So here, this leaf is just joined there and there. Okay. So that left that leaf a little bit square. So I'm actually just going to go in and just snip it off so that it doesn't look quite so square. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, I'm not mad about that. Yep, we'll have this piece coming across like that. All right, so again, and just a little bit more adhesive. Look how quickly this went together. And okay, I did prepare some of it off camera, the ink distressing and cutting down a piece of paper. But you can see how easy it is, and you can put the pieces wherever you like, to be honest with you. Just use the tip of an old pair of scissors just to lift that up. And we will just tuck that in so it looks like, oops, like it's coming across the photo mat. There, look how pretty that is. All right, let's put this piece down. And I'm not sure whether to put it down here or whether to put it over here. I think it needs to go over here, actually. So, you see my fingers are all gluey. This is why I like to dip it in my, I do love this glue, but I do like to dip it on my mat as opposed to doing it in little dots. For me, it just makes it easier. And we'll have this piece coming up. Yay, look how cute that is. All right, so I have gone ahead, as you can see, and I've already put 3D foam tape everywhere on my flowers because you did not need to see me gluing down mini glue dots with 3D foam tape. So I've gone ahead and already put 3D foam tape on the back of these. And as I said, all of these come in the kit. So you have lots and lots of flowers with which to make your layout 3D. The first piece, I'm going to do the birdhouse. Honestly, I don't know why I keep calling it a greenhouse, but it's a birdhouse, right? We know this. Okay, so here are all of my flowers to add to my layout. So obviously the purple ones are pretty easy. We're just going to layer these up one on one and make them more 3D. Let's put that one there. They don't have to be exactly over the flowers. You can put them wherever you like. But look at the difference it makes just adding those little tiny flowers. Just make sure if they're white at the top, you put white at the top. But just doing that little bit of dimension, it makes such a difference. Okay, here comes one of the lilacs or whatever you want to call them. And again, I think I'm going to put that one there, right front and center. And we do have a little yellow flower. So we're going to just add that further down. So I've got a cluster. And then we were going to come in with some of these. Now these are the flowers which match these, but you can mix and match them. You absolutely do not have to just put them where they say or where they think they ought to go. You can absolutely add them in areas because we're making a flower garden. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, this one, I'm going to come down so it looks like the flowers coming down onto my journaling piece. And then we'll also add in, whoops, I'll add in an orange one over here. And then, oh, this one's escaping. Can you see how easy it is? And all I'm doing is adding in what is already in the kit. I haven't added anything as yet. Now, could you? Yeah, absolutely. You could come in with some gems. You could come in with some. Oh, I was going to add ribbon onto this. Darn it! I knew. Where did I put the ribbon? There's one piece. See, I was tidying up. Okay, we're going to see if we can add it in. All right, hold on, because we sometimes have to do this, right? Okay, we're just going to lift that up. So this is some ribbon that I have, and it may be retired. It was the wide ribbon. I think I threw I threw the spool away, and Richard has emptied the garbage because it's garbage day tomorrow. So it is what it is. Okay, so this was the wide ribbon. Now you could use any cream or white ribbon. You could use a tan ribbon. I was going to use this ribbon here, which was the stitched ribbon. Oh, which we could layer this. And I'm not sure if this one is still available either. This is the pecan pie ribbon. Okay, so we might have to add a little bit. Do I need this as well? Not sure. We might be overdoing gilding the lily, as my mother would say. Okay, so we just need to stick that bit down there. And then we will add in, and this stuff frays like crazy. So you're going to need to make sure you adhere it completely to stick it down. But it is pretty. Please hold. I'm trying not to tip all my flowers off. This is why I'm trying to do it up in the air, because my flowers are over there on the base, and we're just going to try and lever that up, or lever it up, depending on where in the world you come from. Right, and just tuck the ends in. Oh, it would have helped if I'd have done it all correctly from the beginning. But the Chaos Goblin has struck again. Yes, we know this, right? No, I just don't think I want that on there. But what I do want is I have this end piece. This was the end of the spool, so the end is all tatty. And what we're going to do is, this is my fake knot. If you ever want to, you just put a piece down, then take a shorter piece, and then when you knot it on the front, just a single knot, and you can slide it up wherever you want it, and then you just pull it gently, then you have this perfect, it looks like you've wrapped it around the back and tied it on the front, when in fact you've tied it on the front and it doesn't actually belong anywhere on the back. So it makes it look like you've used a much longer piece when in fact you haven't. Look at that. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. And that was, as I say, just a piece of scrap ribbon that I had lying around. And it's just perfect for this kit. And it doesn't need the pecan pie stitched ribbon. Pecan, however you say it. All right, so Chaos Goblin, stop messing with my head. Let's get a few of these flowers in, and then it really looks like a garden, and I'm almost finished. Now, as I said, you could put gems on this if you wanted to. That would be super cute. And these, I love these. These are in like a 3 already, so you can put them wherever you like. But this is so cute. And the flowers around this tithe barn. The barn was built in 1400 and something, and it was damaged during the Reformation. I love that. I really do. I don't think that needs to be there. I think this needs to be down here. Yes. And I could even cut these apart, to be honest with you. It's such a little grouping of flowers. I could absolutely, they're just held together with just a little snip of cardstock. But look how cute that is. And I know it's looking really flat right now, but if I hold it up, I'm going to stand up so you can see. Okay. So you can see some of that dimension on there. Does it show up? I hope it does, because it is way prettier in person than it is that the camera can ever show. I think it's lovely. I'm really, really happy with it. I hope you love it too. So that is how you can turn this adorable Welcoming Garden card kit, which is a standalone kit, into a layout. Now, obviously, I've still got some pieces left. I've used all the flowers up, I grant you, but I still have my base. So you could add some stamped images to this. So, for example, I have a flower left over from the Floral Delight. So I could take these flowers from this stamp set and add it to it, coming up the gate. I still have this metal gate, which I was going to try and incorporate, but there's a time when you say, Sarah, enough is enough, walk away from the layout. And it doesn't happen very often, but just occasionally I'm like, okay, enough already, walk away. Oh, you see, I could add in some gems. I'm not going to add in gems. You know why? Because they didn't come in the kit, okay? So if you didn't have this paper, you could use a plain cardstock. Originally, I was going to do white on white. You know I'm in my white on white era. Or you could recreate this background, and I'll show you very quickly with the ink pad how you can recreate this wood background if you don't have it. So all you're going to do is you're going to take one of the ink spots, not our regular ink, but one of these ink spots, and all you're going to do is drag it down your cardstock. And that will give you a similar effect. So the trick with this, you do not start on your cardstock. You start on scratch paper, you start above your cardstock and you end after your cardstock. And then that way you're not going to get these long lines. Okay, so I will show you very quickly. I'm trying to find a bigger piece of scratch paper. And usually I do have some scratch paper. We will do it on the back of this piece here. So what you would do is you would start above your cardstock and you would end after your cardstock. So you'd start here and then you'd come down and you'd finish off the other end. And you can see that way you're not going to get any hard lines. But these little ink spots are perfect for doing that technique with, okay? So I hope I've taught you something. I hope you love the layout as much as I do. If you're in England, go and visit Sudeley Castle. It's where Catherine Parr, Henry VIII's sixth wife, is buried in the church. You'll find her there. The gardens, as you can see, are absolutely beautiful. And this was at the end of April, and already the tulips and all sorts of other flowers were already in bloom. You can see them. They're absolutely glorious. So I hope I've inspired you, and I will see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. All right, bye. Well, I will if I can turn you off. Facebook.